Well, growing up, there weren't a lot of role models. There was the dude from Barney Miller. I don't know his name. You know what I mean? There was Johnny Yoon. You know, he did They Call Me Bruce. Obviously, the Karate Guys. But the thing is with the Karate Guys is that I was always fat and lazy, and I just knew that didn't know how to do any of that. You know what I mean? I didn't spark my interest to take kung fu lessons. So pretty much my only role models came later. I think my first one, genuine one, it was in like maybe 1990 or 91. I was living at home. I was living in San Diego, and when I saw Margaret Cho do maybe her first special was when I think she did like a 6-minute spot on a late night show or something, and I just thought, wow, that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? Because I'd never really seen anyone that looked like me, and also that thought the way I did on TV. And I think it's not really about an Asian thing, it's about behavioral thing too. It's like, you know what I mean? I mean, Jeremy Lin's very important for people that want to be Asians and people that want to be athletes. But, you know, I'm not an athlete because I'm fat. But the thing is that I just feel like there needs to be a variety of things out there, right? For everyone to, you know what I mean, to grasp something, you know? My parents were traditional Koreans, and they initially found it horrifying that I was getting into show business or stand-up, you know? But anybody, especially if you're a kid and you look like me, and if your parents or society says you can't do it, that they're wrong because they don't know. There are no rules, and I just kind of, I'm not talented. I don't have, here's the only thing that I'm good at is I say yes. I say yes to life. I don't let fear, you know what I mean, or what people think of me get in the way of my actions. Like, I've made a fool of myself. I've had bad auditions. I've had bad shows, you know what I mean? But I don't let that, you know what I mean, deter me, because it's like, I live in a free world. I do what my heart says. And I just hopefully kids take that out of it, because I'm not like a great guy. I'm okay. I'm not evil. I've never murdered anybody or pillaged, but I'm not also like a giver. You know what I mean? I'm kind of selfish, but you know what I mean? But what I do is that I tell young guys, I go, this is one life, you know? If I had like 3 lives, I would be so lazy right now. I would be wearing a poncho, no pants. But since I only have one, I think, I have to do it this way. Asian parents don't want their kids to be in entertainment because of the fact that, especially back then, all right, there were no pioneers, right? There was no one that you can say, you know, but there were a lot of Asian doctors and lawyers, right? So they think, or scientists, so they think that's the only path, right? But I think now there's evidence of that. You look at, you know what I mean, Hawaii Five-O, there's 3 of them. As you know, you have Daniel, Grace, Park, and Masaoki, right? You know, I was just on a show, Animal Practice. I was on Mad TV for 8 years. You know, you see John Cho, he's on Go On. You see just a million examples. You know what I mean? Sandra Oh, Grey's Anatomy. I mean, there's just a million examples, right? Ken in Community. So it's like, you know, Steve Byrne, who's half Asian, that's on his own show, Sullivan and Sons, about, you know what I mean, his parents being Asian mom, white dad, they own a bar, you know what I mean? And so hopefully Asian parents now look at that and go, okay, well, there's a path, you know what I mean? But back then when I did it, there wasn't a path. There was Margaret, and that's pretty much it. Steve Park, maybe, who I'm a huge fan of, but that was pretty much it. So I think that, you know what I mean, Asian parents also, I think they're more savvy now. I think that, you know, I think they're savvy. And if then your parents say no, you're gonna have to say, well, then I'll have to do it without your approval. My parents, you know, they can't believe it, you know? And I'm totally stoked with that. But let me tell you something, I didn't get their support in the beginning for 5 years, 6 years. What happened was, I'll tell you what happened. I did Leno in 99, right? And I called my parents and I said, hey, Dad, Mom, doing Jay Leno, and this is what my dad said. I swear to God, he goes, how much did you have to pay them? He thought, I swear to God, he thought you could pay people, right, to get on TV as a stand-up. I go, no, Dad, they asked me. Then he goes, why? Because I'm funny. Then he saw me. they saw it on Leno, right? And he called me over the couch, right? It's like my first TV, you know, I'm so excited. I was a kid. I was like 27, 26, you know? And then my brother was off the side with a skateboard on the side. And my parents called me that night and they were crying, but not of pride. They were crying out of guilt. They were guilty that they didn't support me. They were guilty that I spent 6 years or 5 years doing open mics with them screaming at me, saying that I was a loser and that I should go to college and this and that, when they could have just said, we were behind you, right? And ever since that moment, they were on board, you know what I mean? And I didn't find any kind of resentment toward them. I understand completely, you know what I mean? I just knew in my gut that this was the thing to do, you know what I mean? I used to be on the wrestling team and they used to flood the heavyweight used to dangle me. I know his name, I'm not gonna say his name, but he used to dangle me in the toilet and dunk my head in the toilet. You know what I mean? And there was like diarrhea in there, you know what I mean? It was my diarrhea, so it's okay. It was my diarrhea, but he used to do that, right? And I used to cry, you know what I mean? What kids don't realize is that, you know, the bullies, they don't end up like cool later in life. It's the guy that was picked on that later, if they can find themselves, they're the ones that shift cultures. You know what I mean? And if just these kids realize that it's just momentary. Feelings are not final. Things change. That's a universal truth. You know what I mean? And life goes up and down, and you know what I mean? Even those bullies turn out to be cool guys later, and vice versa. I don't know what happens, but you should never make a decision like, you know, kill yourself or hurt yourself because of a moment. You know what I mean? Because 10 years from now, you never know.
Hey guys, so as I was telling you before, Hello?
Yo, Ryan, this is Randall.
Randall who?
Of Randall Park.
I know you didn't ask, but I came up with some nicknames for you. Yellow Mamba, Sriracha.
But it'll be like Sir Racha.
It's my neighbor, Jessica Gomes.
You mean Australian, Portuguese, Chinese, Sports Illustrated swimsuit model Jessica Gomes?
Whenever she comes by, it's like my bubble guts.
Hey, Steven.
Hey, hold on, I'm on the phone, so.
Remember when you asked me about my skin regimen? Feel my feet.
No,
seriously, feel it.
That's mighty close.
No, really.
Okay, that's perfect. Honey, I can't find rubies.
Just thought I'd try something different.
This is a date.
This is not a date.
This is a date.
Hey, sorry I'm late. What are you guys doing here? It's like an episode of the dating game.
I'll be a Cape role model.
Awesome, thanks, man.
Right on. Hey, what exactly do I have to do?
Just be yourself.
Cool. Do I have to wear pants?
Can I be a role model?
That's a good one.
I'm serious, but okay.
Do what you love. It is super cliche, but I went through it. I went to college originally for nuclear medicine. Yeah, right? No, people don't even know what that is.
Every time I call my dad, he's like, go do law school. It's so easy. Law school is not easy, man. Like, I can't do that.
My mom, she wanted me to be a doctor, of course, but deep down, my passion was always art.
We need to be more proactive. Asians need to step up. I mean, it's time. I'm Lisa Ling. You have to check out this campaign. It's at im-campaign.com.